Hello, welcome to the Black Salt Mirror. We're in a bit of a new location today. I never realized how much orange was in this room until I was setting up the camera, and this orange here and orange there and orange there. And it even makes my lipstick look orange, which it's not, it's pink. But there's been something strange going on with colors lately, where they look different to me, things that I've seen before and that I know what color they are. And then I either notice the color that I'd never clocked before, or there's something like a color shift happening. Like the colors that I'm picking out to wear in my clothes or my makeup, they're different and they work where they didn't used to. There's something strange about a color shift, which is the spectrum of light. And it's more than just what you can see. Light does a lot of different things through traveling and x-rays and things like that, ultraviolet. There's something about color and the way it expresses what light is doing differently. And that just came out when I turned the camera on. I have no idea what that means. I hope it means something to somebody at home. This is the second time I've taken a while off of the channel, and I think I've completely missed a sign. I think I missed the sign of Aquarius earlier in the year, and I think I missed the sign of Cancer this time, and I didn't post at all. I'm not sure, I'd have to go back and look, but there's something interesting about that too, that they're saying not all that glitters is gold. Not all times and not all spaces and not all energies are going to be conducive to what you want them to be. And while it's true sometimes you can push through, or you can just make the best of a situation that's not optimal, but there are other times when the situation is actively working against you, and trying to do anything in that period of time will actually hinder your progress and possibly stall it out entirely. And there's something about waiting, even when you have all the things that you need, even when you're ready and when you feel like the time has aligned itself. You have to feel that the time is actually in alignment, because sometimes you have all the tools, but the winds aren't going the right way. I'm getting the image from the opening of the first Pirates of the Caribbean movie, where the flag is blowing in one direction, and then all of a sudden it switches and blows in the opposite direction, which never happens in reality. It takes a lot longer for the wind to change direction, which is why it was a significant shot for them to have. But that's kind of what I'm seeing. Just because you're ready, you need to wait until the wind is behind you, because otherwise you're fighting into it, and you could expend all of your energy and not get where you need to be. Whereas if you just wait until the time comes to support you, then not only will it work for you, but it will be much easier. And my hair's been doing this lately. There's something about hair. I still haven't figured out what it was, but it keeps coming up. This thing with hair. I don't know. Sometimes I feel like my messages make sense to no one. It's like, pay attention to the hair. Although now that I say that, there's something about dolls and how the hair is different in the dolls. And that's how you know which one's the right one, is because of the hair. I feel like that was a thing when I was little too. You could tell which doll was the right one because of the hair. The Empress in Reverse. What do we have? The Desert Illuminations Tarot today. I think this is the first edition because it has the border. I have both. Number 3. This looks like a volcano behind her. Just because of the way the clouds are drawn, I don't know if it's meant to be a volcano or if it's just supposed to be a cloudy day. But there's something that's not sitting right, they're saying. There's something that's stirring. I'm getting like Mount St. Helens. There are some volcanoes that go dormant for a while, but they do come back up. And they're saying it's like that. You don't want to be near the volcano when it's stirring. Whether or not it's going to erupt or not, or just ooze plasma, or magma, whatever they call it. Now is not the time of abundance and fertility. The Empress is always the card of abundance and fertility, but when you look at this card, you've got the skull and you've got the barren plants behind her, and she's not pregnant like most empresses. Normally the Empress is surrounded by a lush garden and everything is in bloom because it's about fruitfulness. But she's got a fairly barren desert landscape behind her. We have a couple cacti that are blooming. Things do bloom in the harshest of circumstances, but you have to adjust to them first. And they're telling you that this is not your circumstance. There's been a lot of things happening lately, astrologically speaking, energetically speaking, and I keep seeing people on social media talking about how they can feel it, which I cannot because I'm not part of that collective. So you probably aren't either. You probably can't feel anything going on, and you're like, what are these people talking about? It's because something's moving for them that moved for you long ago. You've already been through what they're going through. More reversed cards. The Emperor and Judgment. We're still in the majors. I love this Judgment. I have a print of this one. The cow being abducted. This is such a... Aliens have been coming up so much lately. There's something foreign, there's something strange, there's something that you're not in control of, because the Emperor is power and control and is in reverse. There are winds from distant lands coming in. That's what they're saying. It's not that the wind is going in the wrong direction, it's that it's not your wind. It's someone else's wind, and they have control of it, and you don't want to touch that. It's hard to find stillness right now, I feel, because there's so many other things happening. There's so much going on. Still all in reverse. However, Death on the bottom is upright. I love this deck. I love the colors in this deck. This says to me that you will come back around. Not just that your cycle will come back around, not just that your time will come back around, but that you will be the harbinger of that new cycle. That's your rose you're carrying. What do we have? The Four of Swords, Santa Muerte, the Hanged Man, who appears to be trying to draw his weapon upside down, and the Seven of Pentacles with another spaceship. The Pentacles are cacti in this deck. It's a pretty clear, it's not a time of rest. It's not a time that was designed to help you see something from a different perspective. And in fact, you feel that you're unprotected and less safe in this time and place because you're hung upside down. There he is. And you don't feel like you're moving forward. You feel like you're being stalked or hunted in a way. Not quite so dangerously, but you can feel eyes on you, like the trees have eyes. And the plants feel different too. But you're going to retake it. You are the one who's going to bring back the rightness that is wrong right now. It's kind of like the light horror movies that they used to have in the 90s in the desert town. And the premise was always started out with, why is the town so quiet? Where's everybody gone? Like Tremors, I love those movies. They're light horror because those pretty funny movies. They're cute. But there is something, if you've been feeling that something's really off, they're saying it's off. It's very off. And you don't want to touch it. Okay. Once again, bottom of the deck, upright. The two poles are upside down. The Moon and the Ace of Pentacles. This isn't something new or unknown. This is an old energy that's coming back. That's why the Death card was so significant. And this is the Four of Wands here. The chilies, I love them. Because they're not fire and the way wands are, but they're spicy. So they're still hot, but it's a different kind of heat. It's an internal heat, and you still sweat. But it comes from within you and not from outside of you, where the heat and the air would be. And that's what it is. You're incubated, they're saying. You are. There's the spaceship again on the upside down cards. And the moon hangs high. They're saying the moon hangs low because it's upside down. It's a beautiful card. These are both wolves. Normally in the moon card, you have one domesticated dog and one wolf. And it's talking about the two different sides of you, the wild side and the civilized side. These are both wolves. And the moon is decorative, elaborate even. She doesn't have the sun side to her that you sometimes see. She's sleeping now. This is a time when the weirdness is fully out. There is no domesticated side right now. It's fully wild. We are connected to something now, something old that's come back because it doesn't like what's shaking up. It doesn't like what's coming from within you, within this collective. And it's unique to you. As I cut to put these back in, there are two upright cards that I see. The Nine of Wands and the Ten of Swords. Personal fulfillment in your art or your craft. And then the completion of a cycle of death and rebirth. And that's what we're doing here. The old paradigm is dying, or it has died. And this is simply the ripples afterwards. The death throes and those around the dying monster who don't want to see it go because they benefited from it being monstrous. Both of the ones I pulled are in reverse. Bottom of the deck is upright. Eight of Cups. They're going pretty fast. Look at those horses galloping. Page of Chilies and the Seven of Swords. This is you. You're going to come online soon. The time to move and to make your move that I was talking about a little bit earlier, it's coming. But it's not yet. They're kind of posing here, like they're about to do their carnival show. Like this is the opening. So we're kind of at the point where you're standing behind the curtain, getting set up for the curtain to open, and you're getting in your pose. But the curtain's not open yet because the last act is still finishing. And they're saying it's coming quickly. However, you don't start your act until the curtains are open. And the last act is off the stage. And that's the message today. Yes, it feels weird. Yes, this is the end. However, it's not over in terms of being the end, because there's always that period where the emotion sits with the audience or the collective or humanity. And you have to wait for the stillness to come and the curtain to open. Knight of Jugs, the Tower in reverse. Three of Pentacles upright on the bottom. It will come quickly. They said this already. He's riding a bucking bronco. You'll feel it because it's emotional and it's sudden and it's extreme. But then you start working, and your work is methodical, it's planned out. There's a map, there's lots of things that you've put together. So don't feel like you need to move now. Don't feel like you're not going to know when your cue comes. You will know. Eight of Wands with the bell. You were put here for this thing, to do this thing, to accomplish this goal, and you are ready. You can feel you're ready. You've prepared. And now you just wait in the stillness for the old cycle to fully click out, for the air to clear, for the toxicity to remove itself from the collective lungs and pathways. Like I'm getting, there's an actual clearing of the air. Last week we had really bad air from the wildfires in Canada, and I'm in the south of the United States, but you could see it outside. And it was part of the clearing. First you see the pollution and then it goes away. And that's what's happening now. And then the bell comes, and then you'll know to go. They keep reiterating you're not going to miss your cue, but don't go early. You'll know when it comes. You'll hear it. And you'll be ready, because you're already ready. And you just have to breathe in the stillness as everyone else catches up. I'll stop there since they're kind of repeating themselves. Be strong. We are together with you. The wildness isn't bad. The wolf is you. It's within you. And you're also the keeper of the wolves and the secrets. You're both. You're everything. You're all of it. And you are the shift that comes in with the flag. Oops, it fell at the bottom. Something's gonna get shaken up. But you're ready for it because you're expecting it. You just have already planned out everything everybody's gonna do in your head. So you know there's no surprises. I think Littlefinger said that. I've been watching Game of Thrones analysis lately. Maybe that's for someone else too. I love you, and I'll see you very soon.